Hello guys and welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. If you're watching this, right now it is Anthony's birthday, so go wish him a happy birthday. He is 28. I feel like we're getting so old, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm just super excited to celebrate him today. We're not doing anything special, but I'm just really excited to celebrate his existence. So by the title you can see today is going to be a Q&A video. I got a bunch of questions on my Instagram story. I did a little question box, so I will be answering those today. I think I'm only going to answer about 20 questions in this video because I don't want it to be super long, and then I'm going to save some for future get ready with me's and stuff like that. And also there was one question that was asked quite a bit that I actually am going to go into further detail on in a future video. I think I will be uploading that Vlogmas Day 7, so stay tuned for that. I'll go into more detail on it later, but yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I think that is it for the intro, and let's just get started. Okay, so we're starting off with a question that's kind of hard to answer. It is, what is your favorite thing about yourself? So I kind of hate like talking about myself in this way and like things that are good about me, because I don't know, it just like feels weird to talk about yourself like that. But I think my favorite thing is my work ethic and just kind of like my drive to do things, because when I set my mind to something or I want to do something, I usually will make it happen. I will make sure that I put in the work and the effort and the time to get to what I want. And it kind of started at a young age. It wasn't always money-based, and it still isn't money-based, but like for me, I started working at like 15, and I always like was putting work high up on my priority list. Even in college, like freshman year, I was working in a diner back home, so it was 2.5 hours from where I went to college, and I would drive home every weekend and work Saturday, Sunday, every single weekend. I just feel like I've always had that ambition and like work ethic, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain, but just like something in me, like I can't not be doing something, and I can't not be like chasing the next thing or just working hard for what I want. And that even came at like age 15. Like if I wanted something, I would work for it, get the money and go buy it. And I feel like that's just not to be like materialistic based, but that's kind of how I've been for a while. It's like if I want something, I'm gonna work extra hard to make sure that I can get it. And I feel like I just never lost like that work ethic and that drive. And even like with competing, if I set my mind to something, I'm not going to stop until I get there. So that's kind of just something I like about myself. I feel like it's one of my like strongest traits, is that I just am very like driven, and I have a really strong work ethic, which kind of is a curse in a way, because I don't really stop and I don't give myself time to relax most of the time. But anyways, I think that's my favorite thing. How the F do you keep your hair so perfectly? What products do you use? This is such a common question, and I feel like I've answered it quite a bit, but I don't do anything to my hair that is special. My hair is long because I've been growing it for over 10 years. I cut it up to here in 8th grade, and I literally have not like cut it since. I get trims once a year. I've definitely gone 2 years without getting a trim, and my ends are like dead. I do have dead ends, and I do need a trim very soon. But like in terms of growing my hair, like I never did anything special to it. I don't know if my hair grows fast or what, but I don't have any like secret tips for hair growth or keeping it a certain way. Like I just literally have been growing it for over 10 years. The only products that I use are a leave-in conditioner, which I'll put them on the screen right here. These are two that I use, and that's like the only product that I use. And then other than that, I literally use Head and Shoulders shampoo and Tresemme conditioner. So honestly, I don't know if like I just got lucky with my hair or what, but I just haven't cut it. I don't color it, so I don't know if that helps with not damaging it. I haven't colored it in probably over 5 years. Yeah, that's kind of it. I wish I had a better answer, but I don't do anything special. Who is your favorite Balance employee? Okay, I think I had to say Anthony, but honestly, everyone that works at Balance is really, really, really cool. And when we went to Mexico, I got the chance to like hang out with these people, and they're all just so incredible, so amazing. And they really just did a great job of putting together a team of like younger people who are all on the same wavelength and are all like chill. So the work environment is great, and I don't know, I love everybody at Balance. How have you stayed focused during your improvement season? I think it's just like, you have to know that this is actually the important part of competing. your improvement season is the time where you grow and improve and make changes. So if you don't take it seriously and you say rebound or don't track properly, you might put on weight, but it's not going to be the weight that you want, and then you're gonna end up cutting that fat off and you wouldn't have made much progress underneath all of that. So I think it's just important to remember that this is just as important as prep, if not more important, because this is the time where you're making changes and improving and getting better in your physique. So I just think you have to just keep your priorities straight, and if it's something that's important to you, then prioritize it. Of course, you know, improvement season is a time for a little bit more lenience and enjoying life, because prep can be a little bit life-sucking and just restricting. So it is a time to, you know, be a little bit more laid back, but it is important to still keep up on what you need to keep up on and focus on keeping those things in mind, because this is the most important part of competing. So you have to just have that same exact mindset that you have during prep. Nothing changes. You just eat more and you lift heavier. Like, you know what I mean? It's actually better. So I feel like it can be hard mentally, but like, just remember that if it's important to you, like, this is what you need to do. So yeah, I don't know, that's kind of my answer for that. It's just something that I always keep in mind and that is important to me, so I prioritize it, and that's kind of all it comes down to. What are some 2020 goals of yours? So this is really hard because I don't know. I don't know where I want to go with my life. I don't know what I want to do. Like, it's really freaking hard. It's hard because I feel like a lot of the things that I want to do already exist and people are already doing them and doing them well, and it's kind of like discouraging in a way. I'm like, why should I come out with something or do that same thing when someone is already doing it? And like, it's really hard in this space too, because there's a lot of like, this person copied this person and this person copied, and it's just like, it's hard to be truly original because everyone has done everything. Nothing is a unique creative idea anymore. So I have like a few things, like I've talked about wanting to start a bikini line before, and that's like been a goal of mine since probably 2014, and then like my friends and family will know that too, that like that's been a goal of mine for literally so long, before fitness was ever a thing. I don't think that will be a 2020 venture, but that is something like I really want to do, but I'm just like kind of doubting if the world needs it, you know what I mean? It's like, people do it, fitness people do it, and it's just like, I don't want to look like a carbon copy of someone who does the same thing. And it's just kind of hard to want to do all that. So, okay, I just went on a rant that had nothing to do with my goals for 2020. I think my goals for 2020 would be to start something new. So I'm doing Blossom. I love doing Blossom. I want to, you know, make that flourish in 2020. I want to do a lot more with that. But I want to find another like business venture that I want to do. And I have no idea what that is, but I want to try to branch out and have more sources of income, not necessarily to make more money, but just to put my eggs in different baskets, so that, you know, I'm not banking on one thing and then, you know, that all crashes and burns. So I want to try to do something different and interesting, and maybe something that people haven't done in the fitness industry before, but I don't really know exactly what I want to do with that. But I want to just like focus on my business kind of and figure out what I can do next for that. Competing, man, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna make a whole video about this, but I don't know when I'm gonna start prep again. I definitely am not done with competing at this point in time, but I just like don't have the desire in my heart or my head to start prep. I just don't. I've found a really good balance with my life and my physique and my eating, and everything is just so balanced and like so seamless right now. It honestly scares me to leave this place that I've gotten to, because it's been a long journey to get here, and you know, it took me 8 months to get comfortable again, and so just it's scary to leave, you know, this comfort and this happiness that I'm in. So I don't know about fitness goals. Obviously just improving in every way that I can fitness wise. Other goals would just be to like be better in all areas, like be a better daughter, a better sister, a better dog mom, a better girlfriend, like everything. I just want to be better and just be the best that I can be and show up in all areas the best that I can. I don't spread my self out enough, I feel like, and I focus too much on certain things, and I just need to be better for the people in my life and overall just better. I feel like it's really hard to explain, but I definitely want to like step myself up as a human being in 2020. Okay, that was way too long. Expansion plans for Blossom. How does it fit in with your involvement in balance? So I don't plan to make athletic wear or like gym clothing. Like, yeah, you can wear some of my crop hoodies to the gym and all that, but I don't plan on making sports bras and leggings. So it's not a direct competition, and they're totally fine with it, because that was one of my questions when I started with them and they reached out to me to be a part of Balance. I was like, listen, can I still do Blossom? Because that's something that, you know, I don't want to give up. It's really fun for me and I really enjoy it. So they were like, no, like that's not a clash with our business. Like, you know, it's not like I'm out here making the same stuff as them. Like, I'm trying to make more different and unique pieces from them. So I feel like there's no conflict of interest, although they are both clothing. I'm trying to make mine more of a lifestyle, whereas they are more of like athleisure and fitness. So there's no conflict of interest. So the involvement with both is totally fine. And expansion plans, I just hope to release more stuff. I think I want to do like 4 or 5 launches in 2020. So I'm just gonna kind of be working on that and seeing how that goes. Who are your favorite beauty YouTubers and Instagram influencers? Okay, definitely Tati Westbrook. She's really phenomenal at tutorials and teaching. I love her videos. I watch all of her videos. When the ones that she does with Scott Barnes, who is JLo's makeup artist, like there is so much information in those videos, and I love to just soak it all in and try to learn as much as I can about makeup and all of that. So she's someone who I absolutely love. I know Jeffree Star is controversial, but I really like him too. I mean, I think he's funny. I think he's an amazing businessman, and I look up to him in that aspect. He's had some controversial moments, but in terms of like a beauty influencer or YouTuber, I really like him. Honestly, that's like kind of my 2 big ones. I'm trying to think, like there's not many that I watch religiously, but I do really love those 2, and I watch essentially all of their videos. When are you competing next? I'm not sure. Stay tuned for a like off-season physique update, current like update, life, competing, prep, whatever. That will be coming soon. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do it on the 7th. How have you adjusted to being home without Anthony so much and working from home? So I will say that I was kind of a mess when we first moved here, because he was actually at home with me for, I want to say like 8 months in California before we moved here, and then once we moved here he started with Balance, and his hours are kind of crazy. Sometimes he'll be there till 6:30 and like doesn't get home till 7. You know, like he's very involved, so sometimes he's there for way longer than, you know, his hours are, so that can be kind of hard. And I think just getting juice was literally a lifesaver. I needed something else in this house to feel safe and okay and just like not lose my marbles. But other than that, I'm a very introverted person, and don't get me wrong, I love Anthony's company. Like sometimes I feel like even his company feels like I'm alone, and that sounds really dark, but like I'm just saying, sometimes hanging out with people like sucks my energy too much, but like hanging out with him is like, it's nothing. It's like I'm hanging out with myself in terms of like the energy and just like, I don't know, all of that. So I don't mind being home alone all day. I really don't, because I do like to keep to myself, and I just kind of do my own thing, and it's kind of nice. But I do miss him throughout the day, obviously. But I don't struggle with it too much, and I think it's just because I don't mind being alone, and I kind of like enjoy it in a way. And it also helps me get my stuff done, because when he's home, I can't like focus as much on what I'm doing, I feel like. What made you start YouTube, and how did you grow your channel? So I originally wanted to start because once my Instagram, I want to say my Instagram was at like 10,000 followers, I just realized that like, wow, I'm gaining traction. People were DMing me questions. People were kind of like, how do you do this? What are you doing? What are you eating? And instead of trying to get back those DMs, I was like, maybe other people are having the same questions. Let me just make videos and post them and kind of try to answer questions along the way, these questions that I'm getting, so that more people can see them, and hopefully it'll answer other people's questions as well. So that's why I started, was just kind of a more broad way to answer questions and help people understand what I'm doing more. Instead of just trying to DM people back, I just thought like posting videos about it would be a lot more helpful to people. That's originally why I started. And I think, did I start 3 years ago? I think I started YouTube 3 years ago, and I only have 28,000 subscribers. Like, I'm not shitting on my subscriber count, because like that's still great, but I have not missed a week of uploads in this entire 3 years, whether that be 1 video a week, whether that be 3, 4, 5 daily December vlogs. Like, I have not missed a week, and that's the important part of growing. You need to be consistent. You're gonna be very discouraged in the beginning. Things are not gonna happen quickly. You're gonna be posting for what you think is no one, but you just have to keep at it. If it's something that you enjoy, which it should be, if you're doing it, you shouldn't just be doing it for growth or the numbers or anything like that. I always enjoyed making videos, although it was really scary, and it still is. I always enjoyed YouTube, and that's been my favorite platform for a while, and you have to be in it to love it, to be honest. And things will start to happen with your consistency, and just try putting different content out there, try different things, see what people like the best, and just kind of like find what works for you. And that's how you're gonna grow, and just stay authentic with it, and keep in mind why you started and why you're doing what you're doing. And I feel like that will shine through with your videos, and that's how you can kind of like build your audience and build trust with people and all of that. But especially on YouTube, consistency is the biggest thing. You cannot upload a video a month. You cannot take months off. Like, you're not gonna get thrown into the recommended, and like, YouTube isn't going to favor you. They favor people who are consistent and, you know, show up and post regularly. So that's definitely probably my biggest tip, is just being consistent with it. And honestly, you just gotta start it. If you want to start it, do it. That's the only thing I can say. What is your favorite thing about living in Colorado? Besides getting juice, probably just that it feels like home more. And I don't really know like how to explain that, but I feel like it feels more like home to me. And also the mountains. I love the mountains so much. I love seeing them. I love being in them. Like, mountains, I love. So probably juice, feeling like home, and the mountains. Biggest tips and struggles growing your platform. So this goes back to the YouTube thing that I just said. Consistency, transparency, and just being honest and being you, and don't try to be something that you're not. Like, have a genuine and authentic reason why you're doing what you're doing. It cannot be about the numbers, or that will shine through, and people won't be able to connect with you because you won't be doing it for the love of it, or to help people, or to do anything like that. If you're just doing it for the numbers, like, people are going to see that, and you need to just be authentic, provide value in some way. I know I don't always provide value in my posts and my videos anymore, but I still do try to like at least show up and share my struggles and my triumphs. But yeah, it's just all about consistency. I can't say that enough. Showing up on your stories and just letting people connect with you. Like, be a real human on the internet. You don't have to be some perfect robot. People want to relate to a human being. So just be you, be authentic, be transparent, share everything, you know, good and bad. And be consistent, and just post regularly and provide value in your posts. And I think that's kind of it. That's my biggest tips. And the struggles, I think, the struggles can be the inconsistency. So sometimes I'll have weeks where I'm gaining like crazy, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the right path. And then other times I'll lose a ton of subscribers, and I'm like, oh my God, people hate me. I'm not doing what I should be doing. And again, it's not all about the numbers, but to me, numbers are a way to see how people are liking things, and, you know, see how you're being received and how what you're doing is being received. So the numbers do kind of help to show what people like, what people don't like. So sometimes that can be a really big struggle, feeling like you're not doing enough, or feeling that, you know, people aren't really liking what you're doing and not really knowing where to go from there, or like what route to take while still being you, you know? Another struggle, I don't really get hate comments that much, but the more exposure you get, the more people you get, and the more people who leave opinions and, you know, make very harsh judgment off of one single post or one single video. I have people that don't follow me that will probably see my pictures on the Explore page and be like, oh, another dumb bitch in a bikini, you know, like, it's just like, you don't even know me and you don't even follow me. So like, what the hell? Like, for you to just make a really like harsh judgment on someone, like, that can be kind of hard. But I think the pros outweigh the cons 10 times over. So that, if I had to name a struggle, those would probably be the struggles. Who is your coach, and do they only do your nutrition? Yeah, so Paul Revelia is my coach. Team Pro Physiques is the team. And yes, he only does my nutrition. I've done my training forever, so I always just do my own training. I like to do my own training. Maybe this upcoming prep, the next one I do, because I am going to be doing pro shows and things are just a little bit more intense, I might have him do my programming too, just to make sure that like I'm really leaving no stones unturned. But yeah, so for now he just does all of my nutrition, my macros, and cardio. What is your typical cardio routine now that you're on prep? I actually don't do do cardio. I don't do like machine cardio. I do F45 classes 1 to 2 times a week, which is pretty intense. I pick the cardio based classes, so it's more like hit instead of like weightlifting. So that's kind of the only cardio I'm doing, but I feel like honestly it's enough for me in the off season. So did you go to college? Yes, Anthony and I actually met in college. We went to Plattsburgh State, which was like a SUNY school in New York, upstate, and I got my degree in biology. How is off season going, especially mentally? Honestly, it's going so good that I don't want to let it go. Like I said earlier, it took me a really long time to get to this point, and I am scared to leave it. Honestly, I really am. And I don't know if that's weak or what, but I haven't been in such a good position where, say Anthony and I are on the way home late and I get Taco Bell for dinner. I wake up the next morning and my weight is the same. Like my body's responding just so well, and I'm feeding it well, and you know, I'm training good, but like still not killing myself to get to the gym, and it's just such a nice balance, and I'm so happy with like where my physique is at. I'm very comfortable in how I look, and to get to this point, and I'm still eating a lot, and some days eating what I want, it's just like I don't want to give it up. I really don't. And I feel weak saying that because I'm comfortable and I don't want to leave this comfort zone, and I usually don't work like that in terms of like work or social media and stuff like that. Like I always want to push myself out of my box, but when it comes to your physique and like how you mentally feel, comfort isn't always something you want to push yourself away from. And it's just like, damn, I feel so content and so good with my body and my life right now. And it's just like, it's really scary to think that I'm gonna essentially start from square one again once I get to my next off season, because it's pretty inevitable. I tracked my macros perfectly for months after my first show, like rarely slipping up at all, and I still gained 2 pounds per week for literally 2 months straight. My body, it didn't matter what we were doing, my body just was like, I'm putting on weight and I do not care. And it was just super inflamed, and it was just like, it sucked. And that's something that really scares me to get back into. It really, really does. Like prep is not the part that scares me. I like to push myself mentally in that way, but it's like, man, I don't want to do another off season. You know what I mean? Like it took me 8 months to get to a spot where I was comfortable in my body, and now it's been like a 1.5 years post show, and like I've never felt better, and it's just, I don't want to give it up. I feel so good. I feel so happy and content. It's a really hard battle I'm going through in my head right now. So I feel great, to answer the question. I feel too good, I guess. This is probably gonna be a big one, but eating around the holidays or tips around eating while on prep. Again, I suck at answering questions like this because to me it's like, it's just food. I get food focused too when I'm in prep, but like in reality, it's just food. I would go to In-N-Out with Anthony and Stacy and Kyler like a lot in California, and I would just sit there. Like it's just food. I'm not gonna die because I can't have it. And just think about it, like how satisfying is eating something? Okay, it's satisfying for what, 10 minutes? It's not that big of a loss in your life. Like eating the things you want is not that big of a loss. To me, it's just never worth it to, you know, harp on what I can't have and stuff like that, especially because you sign up for prep, like you chose it. So I know it's difficult and I know it's hard, especially around the holidays and when, you know, maybe like it's a family tradition and there's your favorite things, but like it's okay. It's just food. Like you're still there enjoying time with your loved ones, and like that's what really matters. Like the food should not be the focus, and it's just food. Like keep that in mind. It's literally just food, and it will satisfy you for 3 minutes, 10 minutes. That's it. Like who cares? You can live without it. I think just stay focused on your goals, keep what's important in mind, and know that like it's not worth it to go off diet just for that small, very quick and short satisfaction. It's really just not worth it. How do you adjust to different eating lifestyles in your house? My husband eats almost 3 dinners. This kind of goes along with the last question answer. Just focus on what you're doing, because like I've been in prep and Anthony has been bulking and he's literally eating like cereal and all this shit right next to me, but it's just food. It's okay. Like you're gonna live. It's not that big of a deal, and I know it's so easy for me to say that right now, but I've been there too, and like I just kind of got over the fact that food is fuel. Food is meant to fuel your body and make you perform better, not to, you know, be the most enjoyable thing on earth. Like it has a purpose, and especially on prep it has a very very extreme purpose. So it shouldn't be that big of a focus in your life. And I know, like, I've been there, I've been food focused, but focus on something else. Leave the room, go, you know, watch a show. If you need to remove yourself from the situation, like, definitely go ahead and do that, but just remember, it's not the end of the world, it's just food. How do you deal with feeling like you don't fit in or belong? I've been struggling with it. So I've definitely felt like this, and I think a lot of it comes down to being like super introverted and not knowing what to say and not wanting to talk and not wanting to like include myself in things, that I isolated myself a little bit, and I felt like I didn't fit in or didn't belong because I kind of outcasted myself. But I think that, you know, if you are feeling that way, maybe you're just looking in the wrong places, and there's always somewhere for you to fit in or somewhere that you belong, and people that will love you for you and you know, like, be there for you and love your company. So maybe you're just looking in the wrong places. If you have very different interests from these people that you're around that are making you feel this way, maybe try to go out and put yourself out there. And this is easier said than done because I don't do that. But put yourself out there, try to meet new people. If your friends don't work out, go to the gym and start talking to people. Like, you know, find friends that do what you do and understand you and understand what you love. And that doesn't mean throw your other friends out the window, but if it's making you feel insecure about not fitting in, first of all, you don't have to fit in. You shouldn't want to fit in. You should be you and be unapologetically you. There's nothing wrong with the way that you are and people not understanding or you not fitting into a specific mold. I've gotten really good at just kind of accepting it. Like, not everyone's gonna like me, and I'm not going to fit in everywhere I go. I will be an outcast some places, and some people will look at me like, but that is life, you know? Not everyone's gonna like you, and it's just important to surround yourself with people that do and that like love you the way that you are and support you. And I guess it's kind of my biggest tips would just be, one, just learn to accept it, because that's life. You're never gonna feel like you fully fit in, and also you shouldn't always want to fit in. You should want to be you and be unique and be different. I know that's like super cliche, but it's true, because that's what makes you you and that's what makes you special. So that, but also maybe try to go find people who also share your common interests, because that can be helpful with just feeling like you fit in with a certain group or certain friends, being able to talk about something that you all like and share the same interests and hobbies and all of that. So I think that's kind of it for that answer, and also I think that's it for the Q&A, because my camera is literally blinking, about to die right now. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any other questions that you are dying to have answered, please comment down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 6.